10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All systems go.
You're listening to Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by.
On the morning shift.
Anything
Could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift. I'm AJ Walsh. I'm glad to be here with you. Excuse me. And I'm happy that you're with us on this September the 12th, 2025. It is Friday, so TGIF. It's a great day so far. We'll have a bit of weather coming up in a second just to see how things are going to be looking for today and for the weekend. So weekends coming up, and that's always a good thing. We're not live on CKLU 96.7 FM this morning, but we are live on Facebook.com/Sudbury News, YouTube.com/Sudbury News, and on those two platforms. Along afterwards, we're going to be also on demand on those two platforms, along with X.com/Sudbury News and Sudbury.news, which is our news aggregator. Anyways, it was a mishap that I had forgotten one of my crucial laptops for some strange reason that connected me to the radio. And so I called Rob, and we have some alternative programming going on at the radio at CKLU this morning. So we're only live streaming. So make sure to comment because we'll do our best to get your comments up on the screen. For those watching. Also, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow the platform and the page because it'll help to get the word out there. So that way other people can be involved in the conversation. We have some interesting stuff this morning to talk about. It's still very fresh in everyone's minds what just took place on September the 10th in Utah with Charlie Kirk. And of all people, it's interesting to see the response and the conversations. Apparently there's many people being fired for their applauding of the outcome of what happened there. And rightfully so. I'm not a big fan of cancel culture, but I mean, if you're applauding somebody's death, I mean, it's very not professional. If you were to applaud anyone's death, no matter what side of the political spectrum they're on, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, I don't think it's ever cool to applaud somebody's being killed for their beliefs. No matter what, ever. Now, some states have the death penalty, and so if they commit heinous crimes like murder, they could be tried in a court of law and be found guilty and then be put to death. I mean, then, or somebody's, it's like a Ted Bundy or whatever. And if you were to applaud the death in that regard, I think even then I don't applaud anyone dying, but I mean, you could possibly make a case, and many people would, give you, okay, well, because they've done so many heinous things that, okay, well, maybe it is some form of justice to end their lives. But I guess apart from that, why would you be excited and be public about it, about somebody's death, especially in this circumstance? Anyways, so Bernie Sanders, of all people, had one of the most reflective, insightful responses to this particular matter. And it almost echoed exactly what I was saying yesterday on the show. And yeah, so we'll play that. And then we'll talk about the difference between Canada and the United States with the way we protect ourselves, our property, our family, and what our legal system encourage us to do in order to protect ourselves. Like the absolute stark contrast between Canada and the U.S. We have a Viva Fry talking about Canada's response to crime and the protection of ourselves. We have many home invasions lately. Apparently we have like 2 a day. One recently in Toronto area where perpetrators just came in, broke in, and put a gun to the father's head right in front of his own children and executed him. We've had many in Sudbury, just many home invasions where people end up deceased. And lately, and this is not going to stop anytime soon, and how does our legal system handle that? Like how can we protect ourselves in Canada from people that are there to harm us and coming into our own homes to harm us on top of that, right? You want your home to be a safe place. So anyways, that's what's going to be the show today. We're going to talk about those things and more, along with your comments, when we come back real quick after the weather. We'll be back right after this. And I don't want to play that one. I want to do this one. Sudbury weather brought to you by SudburyWeather.ca. Currently it's 5 degrees out there, mostly cloudy. Mainly cloudy today. Fog patches dissipating in the morning. High of 21, UV index 6 or high. Tonight becoming partly cloudy late in the evening. 40% chance of showers late this evening and overnight. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud. 40% chance of showers again. Early in the morning, fog patches dissipating in the morning. High of 21. Cloudy periods and a 30% chance of showers and a low of 11 overnight, as you can see. Then on Sunday, now it says we're going to get some sun. High of 23. Same thing on Monday. Mix of sun and cloud for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 26, 27, 25 degrees respectively. And that is your Sudbury weather. And it's unfortunate. It's not unfortunate because there's only a little bit of rain in the forecast for Jazz Sudbury, which is going on over the weekend. It started off yesterday. And so if you want to check out some jazz, just look up Jazz Sudbury on Google and see all the great things going on this weekend and enjoy some awesome music. We'll be back with news headlines, your comments, and more right after this. Okay, here you are. We have many of you joining us this morning. Some morning shout outs. Here you go. Northern Hillbilly, good morning, people. Judy, good morning. Vin, morning. Monique, good morning to you. Hazel, good morning. You got the prayer emoji, much needed, much appreciated. Nana, good morning and blessings, everyone. Lots of heart emojis here. Belinda, good morning. Time reveals motives the same way light reveals shadows. Much is being revealed. Time reveals motives the same way light reveals shadows. Much is being revealed. Yes, and you can see, like, it's similar to the way parenting is done, and sometimes bad parenting is a teacher to us. Like, even though bad things are going on in the world, that actually just reveals certain good things or certain things that it shouldn't be like that, or who's behind something when we didn't think that would be possible. You know, it just wakes people up. So it reveals shadows when you shine light on things, right? And here's Aaron Babin. Good morning to you, Aaron. You're sharing a link with everyone. Encourage everyone to click on that. Jerome, good morning. Truth Troopers, heartbreaking week for society and humanity on the whole. You got your muscle, Canada, and heart emoji all here. Good morning, Pat. Good morning, folks. Belinda says Doug Ford wants the cameras taken down. Our mayor just announced this morning that ours are here to stay. They've been outed as a cash grab, and he refuses to relinquish them. Well, they're here for our safety, right? As we've shown that they didn't do a very good job proving that they're there for our safety. They're here to slow traffic down, which sure, you can say when people drive faster, it's probably less safe, but there's no statistics that they give to show safety statistics. If I wanted to give statistics, safety statistics, it wouldn't just be one or two things. It would be a lot of things. It's not just traffic speeds, right? But we do know it's a really great revenue generator. There's no doubt about it. And so I do see the mayor wanting to stick to his guns and keep it here. Lucky us, right? Lucky us. We get to contribute to the city's spending. And we talk about the city spending quite a bit. And we're going to be the most in-debt city in Ontario in the very near future, right? So that's what we get to contribute to. Like it, loathe it, love it, leave it, whatever it is what it is. Monique, yes, thanks for sharing to Aaron Babin. And good morning, everyone from Barrie, Leichtonshire, as usual. That is Marianne. The link is a petition against EV mandates. Yes, apparently Mark Carney's pushed it back a year, but only a year. Can you imagine that? In a couple of years, they're going to be mandating Canada's manufacturing to manufacture at least 20% of our vehicles to be EVs. Good morning, Liette from Collingwood. And that's incredible. And then they're going to want to, I think by 2030 or something like that, have everybody in an EV. In an EV. Imagine that. And Suzanne, thanks for being on. Let's see here. Costco are costing Toronto a lot of money with everyone cutting them down. Just not worth it. Not worth the cost. Watch for more false flags to be distractions. Possibly, yes, false flags are always part of an organized few group of people that are in very powerful positions that want to move the needle to some other area, like, right, move the needle forward in their plans. We've seen it throughout history, and it's not going to change anytime soon. Rose, good morning to you. And Marianne says there are a few cameras now where you live, and they're not making money off them. Yeah, that's what I just encourage people to do, is just don't speed through them. But again, people visiting the city don't even know they're there. So that's pretty sad. And good morning, Denise. Where the money is going, LOL, sure, not on roads or anything like that. That's Suzanne, yeah, that's for sure. So yeah, let's dive right in. We got a strike going on here in Sudbury. We got all over the province, the support staff for the colleges is on strike. And headline here, let's see, from CBC, say, college support staff. I didn't even mean to click on the story, but anyways, college support staff strike leaves Northern Ontario students worried about impacts, right? Some students in Northern Ontario are worried about how the provincial-wide college support worker strike will affect their students, or their studies, sorry. And yet to be seen. We've done some research and looked into the last time there was a strike, and it was 18 business days, so almost a month. So 3 weeks and a half of strike the last time. And Amanda, good morning to you. Kelly Lake Camera is sleeping this morning. Yeah, I did see that on Sudbury Speed Camera's Facebook page. And the one we have close to our place has maybe only been there 5 or 6 days out of the whole couple months that it was supposed to be there. It ended up in the bush a few times. And yeah, I guess that's what our citizens think of those. And it is what it is. So let's see. So really sad turn of events in the United States. Many people calling it a turning point, which I think is very ironic given the fact that Charlie Kirk, didn't he start Turning Point USA? They're looking at his death as being a turning point in the United States. And of all people, this is someone that I don't agree with on a political, in the political realm one bit at all. So he's the most socialist leader in the United States. As you know, Canada is a socialist country, and we'll get into how the policies affect us compared to the United States. And Bernie Sanders would rather see more of Canada's type policies in the United States. And we'll get into that, how we look at protecting ourselves and the policies in Canada, how the police encourage us to just call 911 if someone's breaking in your house. Don't try to protect yourself, and compare it to how a Texas sheriff encourages their people to protect themselves if there's a perpetrator on their property. So hit first off, Bernie Sanders.
Thank you very much for joining me. I want to say a few words regarding the terrible murder yesterday of Charlie Kirk, someone who I strongly disagreed with on almost every issue, but who was clearly a very smart and effective communicator and organizer, and someone unafraid to get out into the world and engage the public. My condolences go out to his wife and his family. A free and democratic society, which is what America is supposed to be about, depends upon the basic premise that people can speak out, organize, and take part in public life without fear, without worrying that they might be killed, injured, or humiliated for expressing their political views. In fact, that is the essence of what freedom is about and what democracy is about. You have a point of view, that's great. I have a point of view that is different than yours, that's great. Let's argue it out. We make our case to the American people at the local, state, and federal levels, and we hold free elections in which the people decide what they want. That's called freedom and democracy. And I want as many people as possible to participate in that process without fear. Freedom and democracy is not about political violence. It is not about assassinating public officials. It is not about trying to intimidate people who speak out on an issue. Political violence, in fact, is political cowardice. It means that you cannot convince people of the correctness of your ideas, and you have to impose them through force. Every American, no matter what one's political point of view may be, must condemn all forms of political violence and all forms of intimidation. We must welcome and respect dissenting points of view. That's what our Constitution is about. That's what our Bill of Rights is about. That, in fact, is what freedom is about. The murder of Charlie Kirk is part of a disturbing rise in political violence that threatens to hollow out public life and make people afraid of participating. From the January 6, 2021 attack on the United States Capitol, to the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, to the attack on Paul Pelosi, to the attempted kidnapping of Michigan Governor Whitmer, to the murder of Minnesota's Speaker of the House, Melissa Hortman, and her husband, to the arson attack on Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, to the shooting of United Health Executive Brian Thompson, and the shooting several years ago of Representative Steve Scalise, this chilling rise in violence has targeted public officials across the political spectrum.
So Bernie here, you can tell he's politicizing this now to show that it's other people who are targeted. Now, when you look into some of these ones that he's talked about, the there's some very fishy things that go along with some of the things he just talked about. So I agreed mainly with the first part of what he was saying, where he was going on the latter part. Not so much just trying to show that, hey, Republicans also do this to Democrats, kind of thing. It's not just one-sided, kind of taking away the sting of the momentum that's been going on from recently, that it's okay, and media saying it's okay to do it as long as it's to a conservative type of thing. We've had a few people joining us here just recently. So Monique, good morning. Trevor, good morning to you. Andrew, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Just want to get everyone in here. So yeah, again, I do not agree with Bernie's politics one bit. And I think I saw some comment on here that was talking about he could be, and good morning, Brian. Interesting how Israel reported his death before Trump, as well as NYT, New York Times, and a book on Amazon on his assassination. Yeah, I did see a video yesterday on that. How there was a book that was published, I think even the day before his assassination, about his death. So that's kind of, how is there a book the day before put on Amazon about the effects, about the events, even talking about some of the specifics, right, that wouldn't have been known. And anyways, that's kind of creepy. But I don't know too much about that, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But in our country, we've had the home invasions going on, many deaths recently. And this is the police's response to us in Canada about how to handle the event of an intruder coming into your home.
In the unlikely event that you find yourself the victim of a home invasion, we are urging citizens not to take matters into their own hands. While we don't want homeowners to feel powerless, we urge you to call 911 and do everything you can to keep yourself and loved ones safe until police arrive, and be the best witness possible. This could mean locking yourself in a room away from the perpetrators, hiding, fleeing the home, but don't engage unless absolutely necessary. But as it stands, we know the best defense for most people is to comply, as you've just heard, a number of safety recommendations.
Now, as a pure matter of...
So there's Viva Fry, and we'll get more into his comments a little bit earlier, but I just wanted to juxtapose the difference between the United States handling of things like this and Canada. So that was Canada's way of, handling the, home invasions and crime in general, right? And it's just a lot different than the way we do, that it's just very different, Canada and the U.S. So here is someone from the United States. I believe he's a sheriff, on how his county handles these types of things.
Hey everyone. Recently, lady called 911 here in Pinell County because someone was breaking into her house.
There's some guy, he came to my door, but he went into my neighbor's house.
This dispatcher gave excellent advice. I'd like you to take a moment and listen to it.
He came into my garage. He's trying to get in my back door.
Okay, lock your doors, keep them all locked. Do you have a firearm with you?
I do. He's in my garage. He's trying to get in.
Go get that firearm.
I have a gun. I'll shoot you. Leave. He's in the garage.
While the incident was still going on, Sergeant was monitoring the radio traffic, and this is his direction that he gave.
Advise that RP if the subject's trying to get in the house, they have the right to use force.
10-4.
I couldn't be more in agreement with the direction my dispatcher gave and what the sergeant gave over the radio. Remember, if you want personal protection, buy a gun, learn how to use it, learn when you can use it. I'm Sheriff Ross Teeple, and I approve of this message. Hey everyone. Recently, lady called 911 here in Pinell County because someone was breaking into her house.
There's some guy, he came to my door, but he went into my neighbor's house.
This dispatcher gave excellent advice. I'd like you to take a moment and listen to it.
He came into my garage. He's trying to get in my back door.
Okay, lock your doors, keep them all locked. Do you have a firearm with you?
I do. He's in my garage. He's trying to get in.
Go get that firearm.
I have a gun. I'll shoot you.
Yeah, so let's just say we're going to analyze the two different strategies of the effectiveness of these ways of protecting yourself, and if we were to have a real open debate about it, which one would you think would be more effective? With the end result being you've protected your family and your possessions and your property, mainly though yourself and your family. So, and I thought it would be an interesting game show, reality show, to take that police officer from Canada who is saying, do your best to be the witness, like for this particular incident, and just lock yourself in a room. Just stay away from the people. So I would like to take police officers and make a home, kind of like Big Brother, like a reality show. And you take a police officer and you take a particular, someone from the cartel or whatever that can be involved in the reality show. So you have a cartel person with a gun and you have a police officer in a home. And the police officer, the cartel person breaks in the home with a gun, and the police officer is not allowed to be armed, and demonstrate to the viewers at home how you're supposed to act if you're a Canadian citizen. And it would be great entertainment, really, to a large degree, right? Because then the police officer would be able to show you how you can stay away from being murdered from someone who has a gun in your home when you don't. And pick up the phone and call 911 and wait for police to come to save you. So let's say even police could get there in 1 minute, which is impossible in most areas. So let's say 5 minutes, which is still really quick to get to your home. So just have a 5-minute time of a guy in your home with a gun and you don't have the gun, and see how you're able to avoid being eliminated, right? That would be great. So show us, officer, how this is able to be done. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard anyone say. And it's our police leadership saying it. All right, so here you go, Viva
Party
Fry.
peoples of the interwebs, in a world filled with news that says, how much stupider can the government get? Canada says, hold my maple syrup, eh? Viva Fry, former Montreal litigator turned current Florida rumbler, and you just will not believe the depths of the stupidity coming out of Canada, Hamilton, Ontario more specifically, in a country where crime is running rampant, criminals are running around with real guns and real bullets while the citizens are being disarmed, homes are being broken into left, right, and center. Now the city of Hamilton is saying you can't have security cameras on your own property. And no, I'm not being hyperbolic, facetious, or exaggerating. From CHCH, City of Hamilton orders resident to take down 10 security cameras from his home. Now, before we get into the abject insanity of what is going on in Hamilton, I think we need to cover a little bit of the abject insanity going on in Canada. For those of you who are new to the channel, you may not have seen these clips. For those of you who have been around for a while, it's worth watching these clips again of police officers literally telling residents to leave the fobs to their cars at the front doors because criminals are coming, they're armed with real guns, and they don't want to hurt you, they just want to steal your stuff.
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door. Break-in enters, because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns. They're loaded.
Then you literally have the York Regional Police, again out of Ontario, literally telling you that you are best to comply with home intruders. You don't want to get into any altercations with them. Just comply, be a good boy, or if you have to, run away from your home and let them take your stuff.
In the unlikely event that you find yourself the victim of a home invasion, we are urging citizens not to take matters into their own hands. While we don't want homeowners to feel powerless, we urge you to call 911 and do everything you can to keep yourself and loved ones safe until police arrive, and be the best witness possible. This could mean locking yourself in a room away from the perpetrators, hiding, fleeing the home, but don't engage unless absolutely necessary. But as it stands, we know the best defense for most people is to comply. As you've just heard, a number of safety recommendations
Now, as a pure matter of personal preference, some people might very well prefer to flee and avoid confrontation with home intruders. It is only material goods. You can replace them. Presumably you have insurance. But to have the police literally tell you, do not fight back, comply with home intruders, leave your fobs at the front door. What you literally have the police doing is empowering the criminal element while disempowering the civil element. Oh yeah, and everyone in Canada has already been disarmed, so they can't protect themselves with firearms. And when I say that it empowers criminals, I'm not being hyperbolic or exaggerating. We are witnessing the consequences of this in real time. There has been a spate of home intrusions in Ontario. One led to the murder of a father of 4. The other led to the sexual assault of a toddler. And now they're telling you, just comply. Let them take your stuff. Let them do what they want to your body. You don't want to get hurt even more. Make a good witness for when we show up 10 or 20 minutes later, if we show up at all. Well, after all of that, now they're literally telling you to take down the security cameras from your property because it might be a violation of the privacy of people on the streets or the criminals themselves. A local Hamilton man has been ordered by the city to take down his security cameras that he has on the outside of his house, despite his claim that his footage has been useful in crime investigations. Dan Miles says he has 10 security cameras outside his home on McNabb Street North in downtown Hamilton, and he says he needs them. Quote, because we had a lot of break and enters into our home and homes around us, end quote, said Miles. Miles has posted videos of break-ins online. He also says police have asked him for his videos over the years to help with investigations. There's footage online of how Miles says his footage had been used in the investigation of 3 homicides outside this guy's house, a fatal car crash outside his house, multiple break-ins. What the hell is going on in Hamilton, Ontario, people?
A Hamilton man has been ordered by the city to take down the security cameras on the outside of his home, even though he says a lot of the videos have been used to help with police investigations. Sean Cowan has more.
There, I have one on the other side. I have one there. I have one there, one there, one there.
Dan Miles says he has 10 security cameras outside his home on McNabb Street North, downtown Hamilton. And he says he needs them.
Because we had a lot of attempted break-and-enters into our home and other homes around us.
Miles has posted videos of break-ins online. He also says police have asked him for his videos over the years to help with investigations. We reached out to Hamilton Police and they say they can't confirm the use of Dan Miles' videos, but told CHCH News they often work with homeowners, businesses, and drivers to get footage. CHCH has used videos from Miles, like this one seen here, showing the moments before a fatal crash 2 years ago at Barton and McNabb.
These cameras are imperative to our neighborhood watch. They're imperative to the safety of our community.
But last week, Miles received an order to comply with the city's fortification bylaw, asking him to remove his cameras. The bylaw says homeowners are not permitted to view or listen beyond the perimeters of their own property.
I've actually participated in evidence sharing of 3 homicides on these cameras, over 40 break-and-enters, multiple home invasions.
But now they're telling him to take down his security cameras, which have been used for his own protection and in the use of police investigations for the protection of the privacy of the public on public streets. And listen to what the former privacy commissioner of the province of Ontario had to say. It's absolutely idiotic.
However, Ann Kavukian, the former privacy commissioner of Ontario, says people have the right to privacy on public property.
Privacy is extremely important. It forms the foundation of our freedom. So to go about filming everyone on the street without their knowledge and certainly not their consent, I find very, very unacceptable. Now, in your own personal area, your personal property, that's different. And that's why you can do it right at the door of your house, for example. But always advise people what you're doing. Have a sign.
CHCH News has used videos from Miles in the past, including one that showed the moments before a fatal crash 2 years ago at Barton and McNabb Streets. Quote, these cameras are imperative to our neighborhood watch and the safety of our community, end quote, said Miles. But last week, Miles received an order to comply with the City of Hamilton's fortification bylaw, which asked him to remove his cameras. A fortification bylaw. A fortification by. This sounds like how they fortified the 2020 elections by rigging them. Yeah, you're going to fortify things by telling private landowners, private property owners, residents to take down security cameras that have been used to solve crimes. This is abject insanity. It is anarcho-tyranny. Thy name is Canada. Quote, I got a notice from bylaw and I thought, how could this be? End quote, said Miles. Quote, everybody has Ring doorbells pointed at the street and my neighbors have cameras pointed at my house and we all point cameras at each other, end quote. The city of Hamilton has confirmed the order to remove the cameras with CHCH News, but said they could not provide further comment because this is an active investigation. This is the realization of conspiracy theory in real time. We were told that the Great Replacement theory in Canada was a racist conspiracy theory as Canadians are literally being replaced. We were told that the globalist agenda is a crazy conspiracy theory as we are literally being run by globalists. Thy name is Mark J. Carney, 3 passport carrying WEF Bilderberg attending globalist whore. And we were told that anarcho-tyranny is a conspiracy theory that the government is there to protect you by disempowering you to defend yourselves, disempowering you to document the criminality that is going on against you while empowering the criminals to break into your house knowing that they already told you to leave your fob at the front door and comply with them. And you know what else is a conspiracy theory? How YouTube is suppressing my channel. So make sure that you like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, give a thumbs up, drop a comment, but mostly go over to Rumble or go to vivabarneslaw.locals.com for the best above average law community out there. But now back to the insanity in Canada. Canada has gone crazy, people. Now, from what I understand, the city of Hamilton has apparently considered the appeal from this guy and they might authorize him or allow him to have cameras on his front property under certain conditions. I'm not sure what those are. Bottom line, this is absolutely tyrannical and absolutely abusive, but above all else, illogical and unlawful, I would dare say. When you are on public streets, you do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy. When you are on public streets, you specifically do not have an expectation of privacy. Now, that doesn't mean that someone can go and record you and post it online and try to make money off your image or try to make fun of you on the internet. It doesn't mean that. But if you are involved in crime and criminality and the cops need that footage, holy hell, is no one going to be told to take down a security camera because it's facing a public street when crime is being committed. That is my prediction and I'm sticking to it. And bottom line, it doesn't matter if this turns out okay. This is evidence of a government that not only does not care about its citizens, almost is working in tandem with criminals to oppress and tyrannize its citizens to further empower the government and disempower the populace. And that.
So that's Viva Fry. And I know we have a new person on here claims to be from Hamilton, Flo. So welcome, Flo. Thanks for being on and thanks for your comments. Your first comment was a derogatory comment to most of the people commenting on the show, which is fine. But you said to read the law. This is a lawyer speaking here, just so you know. And he was explaining the law. So hopefully that explains things. And thanks, everyone, for joining us. It's all the time we got today. Thanks for being on. We'll be back same time, same place, on the same platforms, God willing, on Monday. So have a great weekend, everyone. And if you get a chance, get out and enjoy Jazz Sudbury, the Jazz Sudbury Fest. We'll be back. And hopefully everyone can stay safe and have a great weekend as well. And see you on the other side. Ciao for now.
This is Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.